Today what I've been doing is testing this IUNIO high carbon steel 31-inch shovel. Now this also has a pick on it, as I have shown, and it weighs 2.5 pounds. It comes in this very nice Molly style case that I can put on a backpack or put on my hip. It's Velcro here, and it comes over, latches as well, but everything just fits in this pouch. This shovel comes with a couple warnings as well. When you use this, don't have both of them out like this, because you could injure yourself by swinging this. So they recommend one at a time if you're going to use this. Use it with one at a time, and that way there you can prevent injury. Also, what they say is if you're doing any chopping or prying and such, you're going to want to just have it like this. Don't add 2 or more extensions to this, because then it puts a lot of pressure on the shovel and you can damage it. They also mention about making sure it's all completely snugged up before use. Now with all these style of shovels, when you hit this, you're chopping or such, say I was chopping into the ice or chopping into the ground with the pick, and digging into the ground like this, so I hit a rock and it turned a little bit like that there, and sometimes it'll loosen up. All you do is retighten it. It happens. Same thing if you're chopping, and if I had another extension, it hits like this here and glances, it may turn and loosen up a little bit, but that's the nature of the beast. Now they also mention putting a little bit of oil in the threads just to help prolong use, and I've done that, but it's been working very well. And they also talk about the sharp objects on this. You've got a saw here that it's not that sharp, but they mention it. The knife is sharp. This here, like I said, it's beveled over, but it's still sharp per se, but it's not knife sharp. So just take care with all the sharpened edges and the knife and so on. I'm going to show you that edge right here. Use the saw a little bit. It's doing a pinch kind of thing, but I was chipping ice with this and there is no edge damage. I was chipping ice with this. There's no edge damage. I hit a rock. Those tings you was hearing, I was hitting a rock. Still no edge damage. That was rather impressive to me. Now this is also a tool that, use it for what it's for. I'm not going to try to pry out a big giant boulder with this, but this here can get a lot done for the size it is. Now the blade itself, my hand basically is the size of the blade. So that there limits you with how much dirt you can move, but it's still a lot more than a handful and so on. It does good for what it is, for sure. Using the knife and the ferro rod, which this is a pummel, I can grab it like this, break glass, break up rocks, nuts, and so on. But in here, you have your ferro rod. I think I should start a little bit of birch bark up here just to give this a try. The knife works fairly decent. It's sharp, but the bevel could be a little better for my liking. But it'll get the job done. Now this here, is it a gimmick or is it a useful tool? To me, this is a very useful tool. I could sharpen this up a little bit more to get the bevel I like. I could sharpen my shovel if I like, but I don't need to sharpen it because that edge, if you're going to use it, it's not a hatchet. It's for basically chopping little branches finger size and such. If you had to, you could sharpen it for that, but as soon as you start digging and such, you're going to dull it anyhow. So I'll leave it the way it is and use it for what it was intended purpose was. I can still chop finger size branches and such, chop branches on clearing limbs on a tree and so on. So is it a useful tool? I think so. I'm going to leave a link down below where you can go and check it out and just see if it's something that you may like. I'm impressed that I was able to chop that frozen ground and the ice and not have any damage. Also, lights a fire, so having a shovel and a little bit more can never hurt. Take care. Thanks a lot for watching, and all the best.